Okay, so today we're going to talk a little bit about wood products for the roof. And there seems to be a lot of confusion and concern about wood products lately. So let's just spend a couple minutes talking about them. First of all, where wood products normally start out is from thin product, like the wood shingles, all the way up to the shakes. And there's different varying degrees of thickness on those. So here's what we call a wood shingle product. And as you can see, it's pretty thin, 3/8 to ½ inch. Usually is kind of what you see. It varies. Usually, actually going to be less than ½ inch. Going to be pretty good indication that you're dealing with a wood shingle. Wood shingles usually are put on the roof in a triple coverage. They usually have that type of an exposure, whereas your thicker products are put on with a much larger 10-inch, 9.5 to 11-inch, exposure. 10 inches nominal, what we like to see. 11 inches actually illegal. But anyway, so you'll have that type of exposure. Your wood shingles are usually, when you put them on a roof, you need to make sure that they're fire treated. These ones are not fire treated. These are for sidewall. I pulled them out just to demonstrate. The fire treating process has come into effect in the last little while, where it's actually code in our area, the Monterey Peninsula, and other counties, that you have to have a fire rated roof. And the way we achieve that fire rating is in conjunction, a combination of the fire treated product and a cap sheet or a Dens deck type application underneath the shake system. So that's your wood shingles. You've got a wood shingle roof. Invariably, when people call up about a wood product on their roof, they tell us that they have shingles, and usually it's shakes. The difference between wood shingles and shakes, as you'll see, is quite prominent. So here are your medium shakes, a little bit thicker at the butt line here, and they start off right around ½ inch. The wood shingles, they usually last 20 to 25 years if they're done correctly. The wood products that are medium, about the same, because again, with these shakes, it's a little bit longer material, so you get a little bit bigger exposure at about the 10-inch line. Okay, so this is what's called a medium, and what we have here is kind of the entry-level wood shake. These are called heavy cedar shakes, and they usually start off at 3/4 of an inch thick at the butt line. You can see these are some nicer ones over here that we've got, and they measure out. These are premiums on the heavies, and they measure out at 1 inch thick. I don't know if the camera can pull up on that, but you can see the difference. This is heavy, premium, and this is heavy, just a standard, what you might get on the roof if you didn't specify that you wanted a premium select. So there's different grades. This actually is one grade below the jumbos, which can be up to 1.5 inches thick. So you can get some pretty thick shakes. This one is going to last a little bit longer. It's only about $30 a square more on your house, average house. You're going to have something like that. The labor is virtually the same to install this one as it is this one. Very nice looking product. We just picked these up from a local supplier, and they're called Teal Prime Cuts, and we're really happy with them actually. Very nice looking product. So you can tell this one's not fire treated, and this one is. So be careful. A good roofer won't do that to you. They'll make sure you get the fire treated roof with the stain and the impregnated chemical in there. All right, so before we go into fasteners and how you attach the wood product to your roof, I did want to spend just a minute and talk about the ridge product. And we talked about wood shingles. This is what the ridge product looks like for the wood shingles. You can see, again, it's got that slim profile there. And if you look at it, your exposure is real small. So the next piece is going to go here, and you can see that you have actually a triple coverage with the wood shingle. The product for ridge on heavy cedar shakes is much larger by comparison. I mean, it's This is actually an 18-inch product. Standard wood shingles are 16s, and this is a 24-inch product. But comparing them side by side, that's what you get. Now, one thing that that happens with the wood shake and wood shingle product is over time, you can see how they're nailed. They're actually re-sawn together at an angle to make that ridge cap come together. But basically, I'll show this to you. The wood shake product is just it's just stapled together. So what we like to do is actually nail them on. All the more reason to use a good fastener on the roof. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. To my right here, just to wrap up the wood products, there's several other different types of wood products in the decorative types of wood shingles, chisel point, diamond point, fish scales, and hexagon and stuff like that that you can do with sidewalls and accents on your roof, which are really neat. And we actually have other videos that talk about the basics on that. But just to wrap up the wood products, this is actually, never would you guess that this piece of wood here is actually a roofing product, but it is. It's called a barn shake. This thing is about, I think these are 32s, 32-inch barn shakes. And we just got done doing one of these in Carmel. You can go by Mountain View in Carmel, downtown Carmel. There's a barn shake roof with a 28-inch exposure. And how we did that was kind of neat. We just take these shakes and double coursed them, and then went up to the next one. So if you have any questions about barn shakes and double coursing and what that means, you can always call us at the office, and we'd love to talk to you about our barn shakes and the projects we've done. Real neat. But yeah, no, this is your this is your standard wood shake, and you can see the difference. This one's quite odd looking, but it's a gorgeous roof. Very expensive. About 3 times as expensive for the product over the standard heavy cedar shakes. This one right here. But so that's a primer on wood shake products, and I hope you enjoyed that. All right, so we just got done talking about the wood shake product and the different types, and from wood shingles all the way up to wood shakes. And now we'd like to just spend a minute or two talking about the fasteners and the importance of a really good fastener for these wood products and the different types that are out there. Traditionally, they just used wood or loose box nails to put the product on, and that worked. That was great. Now that they've introduced chemicals into the wood to make the fire treating happen for a Class A fire rated roof, those chemicals combined with the natural tannins in the wood actually are a little bit more destructive to the fastener system, so we've had to adjust that. So loose nails, a few people still use the loose nails. Nothing wrong with it as long as you use a good nail. But one thing that really caught on in the 80s, is nailing these products on with staples. And so a 2-inch staple usually was what people were using. What we found over the while that we used staples was that it created a creaky roof where you'd walk across it, a brand new roof done, and you'd walk across it and it just like it was groaning in pain, just creak, 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 and it was the 2-inch staple, 2 1/4, and we just didn't feel comfortable with that. So we switched over to a ring shank nail, which I'll show you in just a minute. But so anyway, there's different types of fasteners out there, and what you'll see is anything from these types of chromated fasteners that are very much not resistant to tannins and things like that. Not a good choice for wood shake roof. To your standard galvanized brights. These are nails here. They're still ring shank. That's good, but what we like to use are the stainless steel. And if I hold these in my hand, you'll see that there's just a little bit of a difference in sheen in the product between the galvanized and the stainless. But right off the bat, if you see something that looks a little yellow in your roofer's fastener, you probably want to ask him to change the nails, because this is not the choice. These things will rust out in about 15 years or less, depending on weather patterns and things like that. So we've found that it costs a little bit more money, but overall, you're putting on a roof that's supposed to last 30 to 40 years. depending on installations. And so why not put a 30 or a 40 or a 50-year nail on it, which is a stainless product. And that's what we would recommend. All right, great. So there's a wrap up on fasteners. Hope you enjoyed it, and we will catch you on the next video. Thanks.